Welcome back. I'm Messmer, the Impaler, and I'm here to walk you through this guide. In this video, we'll explore more of the Lands of Shadow. We'll continue exploring the main area of Shadow of the Erdtree, Gravesite Plain, and make our way to Castle Ensis. Are you ready? From where Thyallir is, let's return to the main path and follow it south until we find a new site of grace, Pillar Path Waypoint. You will also hear an NPC shouting nearby. His name is Igon. Talk to him until you exhaust his dialogue.
The pain. Bale! Vile Bale! Oh, terror incarnate! There is life in me yet! I will soon feast upon your heart! Mark my words! You too shall know fear!
If you continue south along the main path towards this last site of grace, you will reach a small base with gravebirds where you will find the Gravebird Bracelets. Keep heading south until you find the suppressing pillar. Take the elevator up, and you will find a chest with an ancient dragon smithing stone. You will also find a lore monument in this area. Northwest of this tower, at night, you will find another Larval Tear. Now, if we follow the path where we found Igon to the south, we will be invaded by ancient dragon man. Defeat him to continue progressing. Continue south, and next to a wall by a destroyed dragon statue, you will find a hanging jar. Knock it down to get the Herbalist Spelldrake. Keep moving further south, and you will find the Dragon Spit. Upon entering, activate the Site of Grace, Dragon Spit. Continue until you reach an area full of enemies where you have the option to proceed either up or down. Go up and you will encounter Magma Wyrm. At the end of this dungeon, you will find the dark pit or abyss in front of an altar. Don't be afraid and jump into the abyss. This will take you to the boss Ancient Dragon Man. Defeating him will reward you with his Dragon Hunter's Great Katana. Open the door in this area to continue progressing, and you will find the site of Grace, Dragon's Pit Terminus. If you continue a bit further east, you will encounter the Jagged Peak Drake. Defeating it will grant you a dragon heart and Dragonscale flesh. From this point, head northeast until you find the Spirit Spring jump. Before making the jump, turn north to find a group of enemies and the Greater Potentate's Cookbook 6. Finally, use the Spirit Spring to activate the Site of Grace at the foot of the Jagged Peak. We will leave the Site of Grace active for later exploration. For now, we will return to the Site of Grace, Ellac River Cave. Upon exiting the cave, we will now head to the northern top of the river. Continue until you are attacked by an ulcerated tree spirit. Defeating it will reward you with the Horn Death. Keep moving north along the river until you see a waterfall, then head west to find another hiding jar. Destroying it will give you a Mushroom Seller's Bell-Bearing one. Now, continue east along the northern wall to find Rivermouth Cave. Activate the Site of Grace upon entering. Continue through the cave until you fall into a trap that leads to a shallow blood lake filled with blood-themed enemies. After defeating these enemies, you'll reach the boss of this area, Chief Bloodfiend. When defeated, removing the Bloodfiend Hexer's ashes. Finally, upon exiting the cave, if you go to the northernmost part of the river, behind the waterfall, you will find the two-headed turtle talisman. Now, let's return to Castle Front. We will head a bit north with the goal of passing under the main bridge to access Castle Ensis. We'll find an empty room where we can obtain the Spelldrake Talisman +3. Then, try to head as far north as possible, and you'll reach a dark area filled with Vulgar Militia enemies, where you'll find the entrance to the Fog Rift Catacombs. Activate the Site of Grace, Fog Rift Catacombs, in this location. Proceed through the catacombs, passing the first trap and the imp shooting at you. Head right to find an ancient dragon knight's Cookbook 1. Eventually, you'll reach an area where you can jump onto the top of the trap. Explore these paths, and you will eventually find the Black Knight surrounded by enemies. Defeating them will earn you a Great Ghost Glove Word. Upon leaving this room, if you stick to the left wall, you can reactivate the first trap, but this time, jump on top of it to reach a new area. At the end, you'll find the Black Knight Commander Andre's ashes. Now, return to the second trap, but this time, go down until you find another elevator. You'll arrive at a large area with ceiling traps and an enemy casting black magic at you. If you reach where this enemy is, you can trigger the trap and find a small spot where you can jump and go up with the trap. You'll find a chest containing the Ash of War, Blink Bolt. If you now return and walk along the top of the traps, you'll find a room to the right with the Stone-Sheathed sword. Returning to the lower part of the trap, you can find a hole leading to a new unexplored area. Following this path, you'll find a room with two enemies casting black magic and the incantation, Electrocharge. From the main area with the 3 traps, proceed to the room to the west with another trap and follow the path to take another elevator. Finally, you will reach the boss area, a Death Knight, who upon defeat will drop the Death Knight's twin axes and the Crimson Amber Medallion +3. let's return to Castle Front. Now, cross the bridge to the northeast, where we will reach Castle Ensis. At the end of the bridge, a troll knight will be waiting for you, but dealing with him. Continue forward, and you'll find yourself choosing between climbing a tower or following a cave. Head to the top of the tower to obtain the weapon milady. Now, follow the cave, and upon exiting, the first door on the left will contain a chest with a loyal knight's cookbook. Climb up to the door, and you will find another Miquella's cross next to the site of Grace, Castle Ensis checkpoint, along with another Erdtree fragment and Castle Cross message. Continue until you reach a waterfall. Climb the stairs to find a shortcut to the site of Grace. As you proceed, you'll come to an area where invisible mages will attack you. On the left side, after ascending the stairs, you'll encounter Monolith, Carrion Knight. Defeat him to obtain his Monolith's Knight Sword. Enter the church from where the Carrion Knight emerged to find the ghost next to the talisman Rellana's amulet. If you choose not to enter the church and instead continue down, you'll find a chest with a wolf crest shield. Continue, passing through the church until you reach a gate you can open. Before opening it, turn left, jump, and climb some stairs to reach the rooftops. Jump into a hidden area to find the spelled Glintblade Trio. Proceed through the gate you open, pass a group of enemies, ascend some stairs, and turn left as soon as you can to find a room with a chest containing an Imbued Sword Key. Pass the Black Knight and find an elevator that will take you to the site of Grace, Castle Lord's Chamber. Now, exit to the balcony and jump off one of the sides to reach another isolated tower. Climb the tower to the top to find a chest with Ash of War wing stance. If you return to the last site of Grace, you will notice a fog wall, and outside it, you can summon Needle Knight Leda. This is optional and does not affect her side quest. It is time to challenge Rellana, Twin Moon Knight. Defeating her will grant you the remembrance of the Twin Moon Knight, and you can activate the site of Grace, Ensis Moon Gazing Grounds. If you return to the Table of Lost Grace with Anya, you can acquire Rellana's complete armor set, Rellana's helm, Rellana's armor, Rellana's gloves, and Rellana's greaves. You can also trade Rellana's Remembrance for Rellana's Twin Blades or the sorcery of Rellana's Twin Moons. Go back to where you fought Rellana and head north to discover a new area in the Lands of Shadow, Scado Altus. If you move a bit further north, you will find the Miguelis Cross and the site of Grace, High Road Cross. First, take the Erdtree fragment next to the cross. Then, talk to Needle Knight Leda and ask her about Hornsent.
They're quite the congregation, from places as far and wide as you can imagine. Doubtless it'd have all come to blows at first glance, were it not for the charm kindly Miquella put upon us. This is what allows us to serve together, the work of a living god. Wondering about the Hornsent, are you? True enough. In any other circumstance, he'd be at our throats. Long ago, Queen Marika commanded Sir Messmer to purge the Tower folk, a cleansing by fire. It's no wonder the Hornsent holds the Erdtree in contempt. That aside, man is by nature a creature of conquest. And in this regard, the Tower folk are no different. They were never saints. They just happened to be on the losing side of a war, but it's still a wretched shame.
Near the site of grace, you can also obtain a monk's missive and the gesture, "May the best man." Finally, speak with Hornsent to receive a new cross map.
For timing, my fellow. I found the site of a new cross. Take this. Mikola has said as much himself. He wishes now to throw it all away. He says the act, though undoubtedly painful, will sear clean the Erdtree's wanton sin. The truth of his claim can be found at each cross. It is evidence enough to earn my belief. Go to the misshapen tree of Umbra. In that forsaken place, blood must spill. The blood of your fellows, the Erdtree faithful.
This concludes our video for today. In the next video, we will start exploring the second large region of the Lands of Shadow, Shadow Altus. And remember, those stripped of the grace of gold shall all meet death.